I lost 80 pounds with the help of a 12-step program 4 years ago, and I've been holding tight to the last 30, 40 that I need to lose. I've traced the feelings back and looked at the manifestation as an indicator and have likened them to some old feelings with my dad and abandonment, death of my grandfather. A number of people have told me this is like inner child work, is what they call it, is finding this old energy that I'm holding onto my body now in terms of weight. And so my question to you is, isn't doing inner child work, beating an old drum, and do past hurts, hidden or deep, alter my present experiences if I don't give them conscious attention?
Well, the most important, so you said so much we want to go, whoa, but the most important thing that you came round to, we want to address first, and that is, if you're not giving something conscious attention and you're not feeling emotion around it, then it's not an active player in your point of attraction, and it is a non-issue. People say, but Abraham, what if I have subconscious things going on? And we say, if it's subconscious, you're not having an emotional response. And if you're not having an emotional response, it's not a player in your vibration or in your point of attraction. If you are having an emotional response, it's not subconscious. So if you're not consciously thinking about it and you're not feeling emotions around it, then that's not the way we would go about it. Now, we want to talk about something that you said here, because we think that while what you were talking about with this, what you labeled inner child work, and issues with things that happened a long time ago, while it may seem similar to what we have going on here, it's very different in this way. We don't want you to go back there and figure that stuff out. Because the minute you go back and look at it, first of all, you've turned upstream. And the minute you look at it, you're more upstream. And the more you talk about it, you're more upstream. And all that happens is you activate it stronger and stronger and stronger, which makes it more difficult to turn back downstream. So we really don't see the point of that. We think it is ever so much more powerful to take the clues from what's happening in your powerful now and do something about shifting the way you are feeling now by using the resources of your mind now. In other words, something might have happened to you when you were a child over which you felt no control. So you could for years feel out of control, insecure, powerless, out of control, insecure, powerless, until you have a manifestation now that reflects it. But you can't go back and make those people different than they were. You can't go back and change those circumstances, but you can change your vibrational offering right here and now, and you can and then will get an immediate change in what's happening manifestational wise. In other words, the manifestation will shift as fast as the vibration does, so it's work that really is worth doing. So when you were describing the emotions of all of that stuff, those were emotions about other thoughts that you were thinking about that stuff back there. It's like someone saying, I had a past life regression and I found out that I felt that same way in all those past lives, so no wonder I feel that way now. And we say, that's pretty much baloney. We don't know if you're getting your past life or somebody else's, but one thing is sure, they are all a vibrational match to how you feel right now. In other words, how you feel now is your point of attraction. So everything that's coming to you, whether it's a memory or a vision of the future, or people who are tailgating you, whatever's happening to you from your past, your future, or your present, it is a match to how you're feeling right now. So we want to hear from you what words you would use to describe how weighing more than you want to weigh feels. Don't try to tie it in to all of the reasons that you've been programmed to believe that it's hanging on. Instead, just simply describe, what does it feel like to be carried this extra weight around? What does that feel like?
Safe. It feels like it protects me.
Really? Today, in this age, what's it protecting you from? Sharp things? What's it protecting you from? Sun rays? What's it protecting you from?
I know that's not logical. It just feels like my armor.
It isn't even real. It's something you've been programmed about. It is illogical when you think about it. You're not carrying that around to protect yourself from something. You didn't starve to death in a past life, and so you're going to make sure it doesn't happen this time. Oh, those skinny ones, they'll be the first ones to go, but I'll last for weeks. I'll last for weeks and weeks and weeks. And we're not being hard on you, we're being hard on the concept of all of that. So what does it feel like?
Anger, frustration, disgust, and fear. Fear especially of death and of intimacy.
Well, we have to tell you that while those are all very compelling and interesting words, we think it is way, way, way overkill for what's going on with you. If you were still in all of that vibration, you would not have accomplished what you've already accomplished. You're fine-tuning, and when you're fine-tuning, you're not cleaning up heavy vibration, you're cleaning up much lighter vibration than that. We think you've had too much therapy.
Well, I have, and I do try, and I work the 12 steps, and actually I get your daily quotes, emailed from your website, and something that you said recently within the last month, I've actually quoted to many of my sponsees, in my 12-step program, which was along the lines of, if there's something in your past that causes you great discomfort, then you really, 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 really need to work on it.
But you don't have to go back and dig it up. It's present in your now. And going back and digging it up entrenches it stronger. So just simply, in your own experience, what does it feel like?
Feels big, uncomfortable.
There, that's closer. Feels bulky, feels awkward, feels unnecessary. Feels like I'm carrying something around that I'd like to put down.
Controlling. Feels controlling.
How so?
Like I'm carrying too much stuff.
There, you hit right on it. So, is that a familiar personality trait of yours?
Yes, very.
So, do you think that you can be carrying more than you have any business carrying? Do you think that you can take responsibility for all those people? Do you think that you can continue to see them as inept and incapable, and meanwhile I'll just do it myself because it's easier to do it myself? Do you think you can keep feeling all those ways and not have a vibration that matches it in a manifestation?
I hope so.
Really good. Well, you can't. So the work is not about the physical body. That's just an indicator. The work is about the vibration that has caused this manifestation. The work is about feeling differently in those situations by logically saying, it's not my job to do it all, and it's not my job to control it all.
So if I shift my vibration, change my vibrational attraction.
When you do.
When I do, then the weight falls off. Then I can no longer attract the extra weight on my body.
Because the vibration will be different from that. When the feeling of lugging around all that extra responsibility lifts off of you, you'll stop lugging around all that extra.
And so does that look like I eat 15 candy bars and the weight falls off me, or does that look like all I want is chicken and broccoli?
That looks like the action will be irrelevant because the vibration will have aligned it. And if you want to prove that to yourself, notice how differently different people eat with different results. Right. It's about vibration.
Right.
So, of course, if you say, I really want to test it, okay, I've lifted the burden of the world off of myself, and now I'm going to test this by eating all of the things I believe I shouldn't eat. Now you have got a whole other resistance going on, which will give you the same results. In other words, you just have to, one by one, sift through things and move it to a better feeling place. And it doesn't take that long, 30 days. 30 days at the most to sift through every single thing that's in your way. 30 days at the most.
So when I stand and look in the mirror and go, oh my God, I'm fat. I can't believe how fat I am. I can't believe
Now, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I try not to do that, and
You're not trying very hard because you just planned to do it again.
I've heard you say that it's particularly difficult with a body that we carry around with us all day long because it's a constant reflection.
But we're trying to help you to overcome that image, because what we're saying to you today that's different, you really are a good one at going back and digging up everything that you've ever heard that supports what you don't want. In a sort of justifying. So maybe there's something to talk about there. What is it that you think makes you feel that you have to justify where you are? Have you had a lot of people looking at you in a critical eye? Or has it just been you?
Primarily me.
And so what we're wanting you to do is to begin to try to see yourself through the eyes of Source, which is never critical. So what we're saying to you is, as you stand in your now, the manifestation gives you information that you can now use as your indicator to move from. And that should surpass everything that you've ever heard before, because that is the leading edge statement in specific response to where you are.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.